Welcome to Poets from the Neighborhood. My name is Louise Collin.
And I'm Jeff Hardin. Today, Louise and I will be reading our own poems. We hope you'll enjoy them. This first poem is by Louise. It's called Laura After Dying. By now, she has explained to St. Paul where he went wrong in denigrating women. She will do it lovingly. I heard her say once that Jesus came to teach us how to live, not how to die. She has thanked him now, knowing he came for both. Having spoken to a few soul companions, she has started a conversation with St. John of Patmos Island that will last for several hundred years.
A Short Distance from Mountains by Jeff Hardin. The voice heard in evening below the others is roaring itself out over the deepest part of the lake, and soon will relinquish the oars. The fact a mind can meander from moon to earthworm must mean something unforeseen is possible, even when standing in a downpour. A hummingbird pauses in front of my face, sails down the length of the porch, then returns. Does it count if one witnesses his own disappearance? You can't make a coat out of vowels, though you can imagine how smooth they would feel or how useless they'd be when the air begins to turn. The truth is, half a day can pass with nothing more than the scent of honeysuckle before approaching rain that never quite finds the right place to lay itself down.
This poem is concerning the possibilities that might have been. It's addressed to my poet friend Al McGinnis in North Carolina. 3 more days till spring arrives, and I'm not sure I'll make it. This winter's been as fierce as any I remember. Sub-freezing temps, the ice, the snow, the roads impassable for days, the gray sky stillness that lingers on. I'm already thinking of the walks I'll take out back along the fence row, my ritual each spring. Redbuds will be the first to flame against the drab woods line. 5 by my last count, and each one is its own distinctive shape, determined by the trees that nestle close. I suspect the same is true for us. Friends old and new influence how we bend ourselves toward the light. And I don't have to tell you how mysterious kinship is for any of us, especially when it just appears from nowhere, like a bloom, like a letter, like a stretch of time in which we see our lives for what they are, just one of countless possibilities that might have been, yet still this only one that is. Well, we take what comes and make the best. And yes, I mean that with an emphasis on best. And yes, I mean that with an emphasis on make. For we construct in part the lives we find ourselves within. And that's another mystery. I may have never told you. I'm adopted. So when I read your poems about the child you make a home for, I read as one who knows what that will one day grow to mean for her. The staggering gift of being taken in and loved by strangers, likewise incomplete. Any wholeness will be found together, despite a litany of awkward words and gestures forgiven. And few truths mean as much to me as this one does. There, I've said it. The thing I've never thought or said before, the thing a child like me, become a man, can say at last with some authority. A truth I've learned in part from you. All of us are orphans finding homes. Our family, though, is growing larger, hopeful. We sing together songs and poems and psalms. We dance, we mourn, we whirl before the cosmos. We rearrange its stars. And when we say each other's names, We voice another holiness we couldn't know before, now trembling on the wind.
Decoration Day by Louise, Collin. Let the children play above my body. Let them hunt Easter eggs and throw snowballs. And let the grown-ups eat pork sandwiches and potato salad on Decoration Day. And in the fall, when they meet to clean the graveyard, let the grass grow above me, tall enough to move in the wind. Sometimes on moonlit nights, let lovers come alone to walk and kiss and love and plan their future. Pile wildflowers on my grave and let them stay there fading till they decay and drift into the ground to scent my bones.
This is a poem called Wondering Aloud, written at Buckhead Coffee Shop in Columbia, Tennessee. So many conversations in the coffee house revise the chronicles of history, usurp the headlines, and chart a course toward mercy our country seldom hears. If you have a soul, some smoldering left inside, maybe the time has come to bring it words like "and." Its health may be determined by the poverties it adds to itself. So many years now I've rested on clover beds, but never once forgot myself, and buried face in arms to breathe the earth down deep and carry its voice away. The loveliness of form has brought me back from who I was, a man itinerant, lulled by memory, thinking what I've lived has been the only path. A woman singing of her restlessness makes room for me to search that self-same road. The moment bears us forth. We're holding hands against a coming inquisition.
Michael Searching by Louise, Collin. This poem is dedicated to Michael, who was my oldest son. When they said 6 months to a year, he bought a red convertible and drove too fast down dim country roads with the top down, even in the rain. He went to concerts and lived to music all night long, letting it wrestle with him and dislocate his thigh bone. When they said 6 months, perhaps, he went to the mountains with someone whose name he didn't speak, even when his muscles needed help and he was carried beyond the trail. He found an old friend and spent a night of love. They didn't say goodbye. When they said 3 months, he went to live in the woods by a stream that braided over sharp, white rocks. He skipped smooth stones across the water, even when it snowed. He built a rounded icon to watch it melt. He didn't take his body in for their last evaluation, ignoring their carefully worded requests. All year he called God out. God met him by the first windflower. Thank you for watching Poets from the Neighborhood. We hope you'll join us again soon.